thank you all for being here today. My name is Giorgia Hall Strassman. I'm the State Director for Rhode Island Working Families Party, and I'm going to keep the program running along today. I'm excited to be here with all of you, particularly because I've been working in state and local politics for many years, and I have encountered almost no leader who is as committed, as fierce and tireless in his advocacy for working men and women as Aaron Regunberg. Yeah. Is better, the whole state is better because of the work he has done and the voices and the priorities that he brings to the table. His work has already had a statewide impact, so thank you for being here with all of us today to launch his statewide campaign. We have some state and local elected officials here with us today, so if you guys would raise your hand when I call your name. We have Rep. Lauren Carson, who's I saw here, Rep. Greg Amore, Rep. Evan Shanley, Rep. John Philippe Barros, Rep. Kathy Fogarty, Rep. Teresa Tanzi. We have Councilman Corley from Warwick, we have Councilwoman Carrie Cronin from Warren, and we have Providence City Council member Nirva LaFortune here as well. Now we're going to take a moment to hear from some of the people who've worked closely with Rep. Regunberg and who know firsthand the difference that his work has made. First up, Kelvis Hernandez, who's an alum of Hope High School in Providence and a senior at Bryant University. He was a member and student leader of the Providence Student Union, an advocacy organization that Aaron founded. Kelvis.
Hello, my name is Kelvis Hernandez. Today I wanted to recall an important time in my life, high school. In my sophomore year at Hope High School, I decided to check out this new club that a few of my friends were involved in. It was called the Providence Student Union. The week before I actually joined this club, a few of the PSU members were in the cafeteria polling students on their opinions of the very unpleasant school lunches that we had. I cared a lot about this issue because I had to eat it. So I knew I had to get involved. On my first day in the club, well, while I don't actually remember what was talked about in the meeting, I do recall the feeling that I got. It was this feeling that I could actually make a difference in the school, that I could better the experiences of other students at Hope. And I also remember that that was the first time I had met this tall guy with curly hair who really helped me know the importance of stepping up, becoming a leader, and standing up for what was right. And that guy was Aaron. From then on, Aaron was right by my side, helping me make changes in my school. I took on more leadership. I became a student delegate, which is a facilitator who would help create the agendas that we would talk about every week, and would help the organization move forward on our goals for Hope High School specifically. Aaron's support for me and the other student leaders in PSU led to real concrete changes in our schools. One campaign that we fought for and won was the ending of high-stakes testing as a graduation requirement. We set up an event for prominent lawmakers, educators, community leaders who would take a shortened version of the kneecap test, and we even spoke at the State House with our State of the Student address before the Educational Commissioner gave theirs on the state of education in Rhode Island. That was the first time I ever spoke in front of a large number of people. And I admit, I was very nervous. I had practiced dozens of times with Aaron, and I believe I gave a very powerful speech that convinced the crowd. That's a moment that I often remember whenever I'm nervous, whenever I have something very important to do. Because if I could do that as a high school student, then I know I can overcome any challenges today. After graduating high school, I enrolled at Bryant University. and I brought my skills from PSU with me. Currently, I'm the president of an organization on campus, the Commuter Connection, which tries to engage the commuter population, make those students more involved as opposed to just going to school and leaving. And we really want to raise the voices of students who aren't really heard. Every week, I create an agenda for our meetings. I need to speak in front of larger groups of people, and I advocate for those now, just as I did back in high school. And that's what Aaron does too. He advocates for the people, he stands by your side, he has your back. He builds regular people like me into lifelong leaders, and he helps us change policies and improve lives. I know he's done it in our schools. I know he's done it for his district since becoming a representative, and I'm 100% confident that he can do the same with this new campaign. Thank you.
We have Jason Rodriguez. Jason is a father of 4 and a career pipe fitter who lives in Pawtucket. He is also a tireless advocate and was an incredibly important part of the campaign to pass earned sick days in Rhode Island. Jason.
Thank you. Hello, my name is Jason Rodriguez. I'm a resident of Pawtucket, and I've worked in the building trades for the last 18 years. Most importantly, I'm the father of 4 daughters. I'm proud to be here today to support Aaron Regunberg because I've seen firsthand how dedicated he is to supporting families like mine. I met Aaron in his role as the lead champion for an issue that's deeply important to me, earned sick time. In 2015, my 4-year-old daughter was attacked by a dog. She sustained serious injuries to her head and nerves, and she was hospitalized in critical condition. That first night in the hospital, we learned that she would survive, but she would spend the next few days in a drug-induced coma, and that first week was going to be crucial to her recovery. Sitting by her hospital bed, on top of all the anxiety I felt about her pain, I also began to think about how I was going to miss work and how staying by her side could cost me to lose my job, and we would lose that income that my family depended on. Luckily, that year I had started working at a job site in Massachusetts. They had just passed earned sick time legislation. When I called my boss to tell him the situation, he reminded me that I had access to earned sick days. He had to remind me that I had earned sick days because I never had that basic protection all my years working in Rhode Island. Because of earned sick days, my daughter had her father with her during a truly frightening time. My daughter has made an incredible and full recovery, but our family won't ever forget that week. When I found out that Aaron was fighting to get earned sick time passed in Rhode Island, I wanted to help him. Because I knew that families in our state needed to have the same basic protection that my family had. I started canvassing, knocking on doors, and talking to Rhode Islanders about Aaron's bill. I found that it was overwhelmingly popular because regular people knew that this was a basic lifeline, and many of them had stories like mine. With something that people in Rhode Island wanted so clearly, I thought for sure it would go right into law. Unfortunately, I saw a different reality when I joined Aaron at the State House to testify on the bill. I saw for the first time what he was up against. The opposition from corporate lobbyists was astounding, and often it was offensive. And they were up there every day, pressuring lawmakers to kill this common sense bill. We were lucky to have someone up there fighting twice as hard for us. Aaron's focus and complete dedication to getting this basic right for working families was inspiring. I think we all know earned sick time would not be law today if he hadn't put everything he had into getting it passed. When I talked with Aaron about my story and my experience working in Rhode Island without sick time, he listened. It was clear to me that he understood the challenges that working families face. And not only did he listen, he organized meetings for myself and other workers to share our stories with legislators, and helped make sure my voice was heard up at the State House. We need leaders who will bring voices of working Rhode Islanders into the State House, into conversations that impact us all, but that we are often shut out of. The changes we want to see here in Rhode Island, they'll never happen without a fight. I think we have one of the best fighters right here. I believe we need someone like him in statewide office with a proven track record of making real change for families like mine. That's why I'm proud to stand with Aaron today. Thank you.
Thank you, Jason. Next up, we have Priscilla De La Cruz, a longtime environmental activist and a resident of North Providence. She has been a leader in fights to combat climate change and make renewable energy more affordable to middle and lower income families. Priscilla.
Hello, everyone. As you heard, my name is Priscilla De La Cruz, and I am a lifelong Rhode Islander and a local environmental activist. I've spent most of my adult and professional life fighting to make sure that Rhode Islanders have access to renewable energy and that we are all doing our part to push back against climate change. I first met Aaron 3 years ago, shortly after he was elected state representative. Since that time, I've grown to not only admire but truly respect Aaron. Not only because of Aaron's legislative accomplishments that have helped to protect our environment and expand clean energy for all Rhode Islanders, but mainly because of his persistence. He is constantly challenging state government to step up and do better for all Rhode Islanders by taking bolder action on climate change. He never lets what someone else considers possible or truly impossible at times prevent us from fighting for what we know is necessary. Aaron truly understands the cost of taking urgent action on climate change. He cares deeply about the impact this will have on future generations because, like myself, he is part of that future generation and understands what we will pay by not taking action today. In 3 short years, I have witnessed Representative Regunberg start and reinvigorate progressive and environmental coalitions, actively sponsor and pass legislation that creates and improves solar programs, and tirelessly elevate the need to act on climate. It's because of this that I'm so excited that he is running for lieutenant governor. We need bold voices pushing all of us to act on climate. I have no doubt that in the lieutenant governor's office, Aaron will not only continue that work, but push even farther. He will be a voice for Rhode Islanders across the state who want to move into a cleaner and safer future. It's a sincere honor to be here to support Aaron Regunberg. Thank you, Aaron. Truly, thank you. Thank you for your unceasing fight for our climate and our future. I am one of many looking forward to your environmental and legislative accomplishments to come.